All right, welcome back. This is Frank Demora, and again, we're going to continue on. Now I'm going to continue on with the prophecy that hasn't been fulfilled yet, but we know the signs of this prophecy is coming to fruition soon just by what's taking place. Now, this has to do with the Psalm 83 war. And if you're just new to my site, know this, that all of these nations that are listed from 1 to 10 are going to be coming against Israel soon. And it's called, what I call it, the Psalm 83 war, because it's a warning from the Old Testament about the last days and who was going to come against God's people, the Jews in Israel. And so I've been giving you from time to time, and especially more so in the last couple of years, because we're seeing there's more signs of this war coming. But let me go into one first, because there are actually two signs. And one will be the Psalm 83 war, and then after, let me scroll down a little bit, you're going to see another war, especially if you don't pass away from any kind of disease, or you walk out and get hit by a truck, or get struck by lightning. We're going to see these, I believe with all my heart, in our generation, because they are coming very, very quickly. And this second war is called the Ezekiel war, and I'll tie those in a little bit later. But let me focus on this war right here and show you one of the signs. Now, as soon as it comes up, it'll just take a second for it to come up, hopefully. There you go. And as soon as it gets up there, all right. It says, Iran and Hezbollah significantly increase aid to Syria's Assad. Now keep in mind, Iran is not included in the Psalm 83 war, but the Hezbollah is. And so is Syria. And Iran is actually pushing Syria, and they have been for years, pushing the Hezbollah, the Hamas, the Syrians, the Lebanese, and all the rest of the nations who are listed in Psalm 83. Iran is pushing these people to try to attack Israel to do their dirty work for them. But we see here, it says the reports say that Iranian officials and the Hezbollah militants have supplied arms to Syrian troops and trained them, and to aid Assad in his months-long effort to crack down on the anti-regime protest in the country. They also show that the Hezbollah fighters were killed in clashes with rebel forces. And so Syria is bringing their people over to help keep Assad in the power. And this goes hand in hand what we know is going to happen in the future, because Syria is going to make an attempt to get rid of Israel. And that's why she's named in the Psalm 83 war. And that's why Syria is not named in the Ezekiel wars, because we believe that Syria at the first war, the Psalm war, will be eliminated as a power. They're going to be taken out. So this news is very interesting, because it just shows you the direction that the world is going to see these prophecies be fulfilled, the ones that are not yet have been fulfilled. Israeli defense officials told the Hezbollah that this week that the potential fall of Assad regime prompted Iran and the Hezbollah to increase their involvement in the Syrian crisis, according to the officials, even though the Iranians believe Assad will survive the uprising. And I believe he's going to survive it. And the reason why I believe it is because they are named in that Psalm 83. So if the Syrians were defeated before it, how would they be able to join forces with the rest of their allies in that border around Israel to attack Israel? So I believe that Assad will hold a position. So let me go on. It says Assad will survive the uprising, and they are still preparing for a scenario whereby he is toppled in order to maximize their influence on a post-Assad Syria. Now, the defense minister Ehud Barak backed the military intelligence information, said that Assad is past the point of no return, and that his regime, which is enjoying less and less domestic and internal legitimacy, is likely to implode. And Barak did not specify a time frame. In late 2011, he incorrectly predicted Assad's fall would occur within weeks. We do know this. Assad's government will be destroyed. We don't know if it's going to be now or during the Psalm 83 war, but we do know that it's going to go down. Definitely go down. Now, the only other possible scenario that I see for Syria is this. If the UN says, well, we have enough, and they go in and demolish Syria, demolish Damascus, and they could fulfill for example, Isaiah chapter 17, verse 1, where it says Damascus will be left in a ruinous heap. In Jeremiah chapter 49, verses 24 through 27, speak of Syria being set on fire. And we know that it was being defeated. So there's two possible scenarios here, but I'm leaning towards the scenario of Psalm 83 because Syria is mentioned in that psalm. So I really believe that will happen during that time. All right, as soon as we're able to go back to my website, we'll continue on. All right. Sorry about that. Sometimes my computer runs slow and it just takes a few extra seconds to get back to where I was. But as you can see, we're there. We're going to scroll down and get to some new information now. All right, we're back to where we were. Now, the IDF imposes a closure on the PA controlled areas. When you read the reason why I put these up here is just to give you some more information about what's taking place in the Middle East and how Israel is going to detour these attacks that have been coming against them from the Hezbollah, the PLO, and the Gaza Strip, and they are going to make moves on anybody who comes against them, who attacks them, and you'll see this in these articles right here. So it becomes important to know what to expect in the near future, but all of this news right here is going to lead up to the Psalm 83 war. We see that coming, and I believe that it's not that far off. So let me go into one of these. I'll go into the second article here. And again, just take a few seconds for it to load up. Israel presents the new deterrence policy. Says the IDF Chief of Staff Benny Gantz on Thursday declared a change in Army police whereby any firing at Israel's south will be met with an attack on the Hamas. Now, Hamas is also mentioned in that Psalm war. Obviously, you'll see Lebanon is mentioned in that Psalm war. So is the Hezbollah. And again, as I already stated earlier, so is Syria. So when you're seeing articles like this, you see that it is all the same people that God warned us about in that Psalm 83. And that should help you, or at least encourage you to take notice. So, it's declared a change in the Army police whereby any firing on Israel's south will be met with an attack on the Hamas regardless of the group behind the fire. And similarly, any firing from Lebanon will result in an attack on the Hezbollah. And any terror attack by Iran's emissionaries overseas will be prompted a response against Tehran. So, not only do you have all of the nations mentioned from the Psalm war, but you also have a fulfillment of what the Lord warned about in Matthew chapter 24, verses 6 and 7, where he talks about wars and rumors of wars. We know that the wars are definitely coming. And we know that one of them is going to be the Psalm war, and the next one after that is going to be the Ezekiel war. But it's not a coincidence, again, that you see that these nations are all listed in that war. Now, just keep your eyes on the news, because in the near future you're going to see Israel again be forced to attack the Hamas, Lebanon, and the Hezbollah, which I believe all of these things are going to lead up, well, hopefully show you that you should have been paying attention all this time, and they're going to be leading up into the next war. So I'm going to scroll down one more time, and then we're going to make another video for a different sign here, because it's going to take a little bit more time to get into the sign about the droughts and whatnot. So please, again, if you just discover my YouTube channel, go to my website. I'll be posting all of my videos there. Thank you.